Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Turfway Park here on Saturday. It is the 2nd of March 2024. Gonna look at the 6th race from Turfway, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it, around the world. Let's look at the 6th from Turfway, which is John Battaglia Memorial. It's going for a purse of $150,000, race for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 14 horses entered, but only 12 could go to the Tapeta course. The distance of ground is 1,700 meters, or mile 16th on the all-weather Tapeta surface. A very good Battaglia, the local preparation for the Spiral, the Jeff Ruby Stakes, coming up in about 3-4 weeks' time. You don't want to sleep on these Turfway races in general. I think, especially the last few years, there's some good races, and the horses that have been coming out of these races have been running great in the Derby and those other 3-year-old races after the Derby. So just keep that thought. But my top selection of the Battaglia, I'm going to go with the 7-horse Blue Eyed George. 7-12-6-4 for me in the superfecta. 7-12-6-4 super. Top selection 7-horse Blue Eyed George. 3-year-old Cold by Flame Away. Mike McCarthy trains. Luan Machado gets to mount. The horse's most race now came the Leonidas Stakes here at Turfway, a mile on the 2nd of February, and the horse finished second by 4 lengths that day. And he sat back early. He was gaining a little bit late, maybe just a little bit flat off the bench, but he ran his heart out. Refreshing here, not the world's toughest race. It is a little tough race, but getting a good trip from his poster here today, being a little bit fresher since the last run, I think he could run a good race today. Two-back, he ran a lounge race for $89,000 at Keelan, a mile 16th on the lawn, 26th of October. He won by 1/4 lengths that day, and he stalked from the inside all the way around. He was a little bit wide late, but he got the job done, gaming it out to the wire. Great ride by Johnny V that day to get this horse to the winner's circle. And then prior to that, Kentucky Downs, a mile in the Kentucky Juvenile Stakes, he finished 10th by 16 lengths that day and just had nothing. The quirkiness of that course really got to him. He just was never comfortable that day. But on debut on the 31st July at Ellis, going a mile in the main special weight, he won by 1/3 lengths that day. Had a horrible trip, was wide, but he really got the job done going away late. Training well at the Churchill Downs Training Center. At 6-1, I think he's loaded. I think the 12-horse Encino for Axel Concepcion and Brad Cox and Godolphin could get a trip to win. Most recently, on the 26th of January, mile 16th in the main special weight, he won by half a length that day. And on the front and all throughout, he really took off clear. On debut at Turfway right after Christmas, a mile in the main special weight, he finished second by a neck that day, and he didn't break that day, which he had to gain a lot of ground, and also from a wide poster, which is not ideal, but he settled well. He circled the field late, and he just missed, but he ran his heart out that day. He's had some bullet workouts since the last race, half-mile 48-2 and a half-mile 48-4 on this track. Refreshing here. It wouldn't surprise me at 9-2 if he shows up. I'll use him in the pick 4 that begins with this race. But to recount my selection for the 6th from Turfway now to John Battaglia Memorial, going to take the 7-horse Blue Eyed George. Give kudos to the 12-horse Encino. 7-12-6-4 super. 7-12 in the multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.